Hey there, I can hear you loud and clear.
Assalamu
Let me know
alaikum.
what you.
It's me, Muhammad Arshad.
Wa alaikum assalam, Muhammad
In this
Ashraf. Great
video,
to.
we will talk with AI.
Sounds good. I'm here and ready to chat about whatever you have in mind. Just let me know how I can help.
Yes, we will discuss about exploring minimalism, how less can lead to more.
Absolutely, that sounds like a fascinating topic. We can dive into how minimalism can help reduce stress, boost productivity, and bring more clarity to our lives. Let me know if there's a specific angle you'd like to focus on.
Yeah, first, can you please elaborate it or give elaborate with examples? So I will start my questions then.
Of course. For example, in minimalism, you might start by decluttering your living space, removing items that don't add value or joy. This can lead to a more peaceful environment and help you focus better. Another example could be digital minimalism, cutting down on unnecessary apps, notifications, and digital distractions to increase productivity and mental clarity. Feel free to ask about any specific area you're curious
Yes,
about.
yes. Let me ask you, what does minimalism actually mean in daily life?
Great question. In daily life, minimalism is all about simplifying your surroundings, your commitments, and even your mental space. It means focusing on what truly matters and letting go of excess. For instance, it could mean having fewer possessions, but choosing quality items that add value. It can also mean prioritizing time for meaningful activities and relationships rather than overloading your schedule. Overall, it's about intentional living and finding freedom in simplicity.
Great. So tell me, how can living with fewer items increase peace and focus in your life?
Absolutely. When you have fewer items, there's less clutter, which can reduce mental overload and stress. A tidy, minimalist environment often feels more calming and helps you concentrate better. Plus, with fewer distractions, you can focus more deeply on the tasks at hand and the things that truly matter. It also gives you more time and energy to devote to meaningful experiences rather than maintaining or managing possessions.
That's great angle of minimalisms. What are the first sign that someone needs a minimalist lifestyle?
That's a great question. Some common signs include feeling overwhelmed by clutter, constantly struggling to find things, experiencing stress or anxiety due to physical or digital clutter, or feeling like you're constantly chasing after new possessions to find satisfaction. Another sign is having little time or energy for meaningful activities because you're bogged down by material things. Recognizing these signs can be the first step toward embracing a minimalist lifestyle.
A very fruitful conversation. My next question on the topic is, how can minimalism improve mental clarity and reduce stress?
Absolutely. Minimalism can help improve mental clarity by reducing distractions and creating a more organized, peaceful environment. When there's less clutter, your brain doesn't have to constantly process unnecessary stimuli, which can lead to greater focus and better decision making. Also, by letting go of excess possessions and commitments, you can reduce stress and create more mental space for creativity, reflection, and relaxation. Ultimately, minimalism fosters a sense of calm and clarity that can positively impact your overall well-being.
You talk a lot about cluttering. Tell me, what steps should beginners take to start decluttering in their
Sure.
lives?
Absolutely. For beginners, a great starting point is to tackle one small area at a time, like a single drawer or shelf. It's helpful to sort items into categories, keep, donate, or discard, and be honest about what truly adds value. Setting a timer for short decluttering sessions can also help keep things manageable. And of course, focusing on quality over quantity is key. Over time, these small steps can lead to a more minimalist and peaceful environment.
Simplify how we can value the things in our lives, like what are the criterias that we should keep in our minds and tell that these things are valuable, these things are more valuable, and these things are not valuable.
Definitely. When valuing things, some key criteria to consider are how much joy or utility something brings you, whether it aligns with your values and goals, and how often you actually use it. If something brings you genuine happiness or serves a practical purpose, it's likely valuable. On the other hand, if it's just sitting around collecting dust or causing stress, it might not be as valuable. Ultimately, it's about intentionality and making sure that what you keep truly enhances your life. Absolutely. If you have any other
Yeah,
questions
yeah, I
or need more,
have more questions for you. I want to ask you, how does minimalism affect productivity and decision making?
absolutely, I'd love to dive into that. Minimalism can boost productivity by reducing distractions and helping you focus on the most important tasks. When your environment is clutter free, it's easier to prioritize and stay on track. It also leads to more efficient decision making because you have fewer options and less mental load. Plus, minimalism can improve creativity by freeing up mental space and energy. Overall, it creates a more intentional and focused approach to both work and life.
That's great. Is digital minimalism important? How can someone practice
Definitely.
digital?
Digital minimalism is definitely important because it helps reduce distractions, improve focus, and enhance overall well-being. To practice it, you can start by decluttering your digital spaces, like organizing files, limiting apps, and reducing notifications. You can also set boundaries, like designated screen-free times or spaces. Another helpful practice is to be intentional about the content you consume, focusing on quality over quantity. Over time, these habits can lead to a more balanced and mindful digital life.
Okay, that's very helpful. Tell me, can minimalism help with financial stability? If yes, how?
Absolutely. Minimalism can definitely help with financial stability by focusing on purchasing fewer but higher quality items. You can reduce unnecessary spending and avoid impulse buys. This approach often leads to more mindful spending and a greater appreciation for what you have. Over time, this can lead to significant savings and a more sustainable financial lifestyle. It also reduces the need for maintenance, storage costs, and even debt, ultimately contributing to better financial health.
Okay, tell me, what things do people usually keep that they actually don't need?
That's a great question. A lot of people tend to keep things like old gadgets or cables that are no longer useful, clothes that don't fit or haven't been worn in a long time, and duplicates of items like kitchen tools or utensils. People also hold on to sentimental items that they might never use again, or random freebies and permanent items. By letting go of these non essential items, you can create a more streamlined and meaningful space.
That's interesting. Okay, tell me, how minimalism can be applied to time management and routine.
Absolutely. When it comes to time management, minimalism means prioritizing the most important tasks and eliminating time wasting activities. It's about creating a simplified routine that focuses on what truly matters so you can be more productive and less overwhelmed. For example, you can streamline your daily schedule by focusing on a few key priorities and cutting out non essential commitments. It can also mean setting boundaries around your time, like having tech free periods or simplifying your to-do list. Ultimately, minimalism and time management helps you focus on what brings the most value and joy, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling routine.
Interesting. Tell me, what are the most common myths and misunderstandings about minimalism?
For sure. One common myth is that minimalism means you have to own very few items or live in an empty, stark space. In reality, minimalism is about intentionality and keeping what adds value to your life, not just about having fewer things. Another misunderstanding is that minimalism is only for certain lifestyles or people who are extremely organized. In truth, minimalism is adaptable and can be personalized to fit anyone's needs. Also, some people think minimalism means sacrificing comfort or style, but it's really about finding what truly matters to you and creating a space that feels fulfilling and comfortable.
It's great chat with you. Can you please summarize today's chat so we can conclude today's session?
Of course, today we explored minimalism from various angles. We discussed how it can reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and boost productivity by cutting down on clutter and distractions. We also touched on how minimalism can positively impact financial stability and time management, and how it's really about intentionality rather than deprivation. We also cleared up some common myths, like the idea that minimalism means living in an empty space or that it's only for certain types of people. Overall, it's about creating a more meaningful, balanced life. I hope that sums it up nicely.
Thank you. It was a great session with you.
I'm really glad to hear that. It was a pleasure chatting with you. If you have any more questions in the future, just let me know. Have a great day.
That is it for today. Hope you will like it.